created in response to industry needs, using insight that we've obtained, and I'll touch on a little bit of recent insight that we've undertaken over the last few weeks, which has been released and will be out there, and I'm sure we can share that further with you after today if need be. You may know about WorldHost already. I know it's had an impact in Scotland previously, but WorldHost is effectively our suite of customer service training programs. We've trained over 300,000 people, and that's traditionally been done as a face-to-face training approach. But it's also been used to train various volunteers, so well known obviously for the Olympic Games, but also if we think about Scotland, there was the Commonwealth Games in 2014, a couple of the Scottish Opens, and the Ryder Cup in 2014 as well. So had a presence in Scotland as a preferred customer service suite of training in the past. Clearly, today I'm chatting to you about something that's new. It's an addition to our WorldHost suite, specifically designed to support businesses like yourselves. And it's interesting to hear some of your challenges, the practical challenges that you have. But I think one of the key challenges for everybody is the confidence piece, and it's the confidence of staff, etc., to come back into the working environment as well, post the pandemic. So here to talk to you about WorldHost 2020, keeping customers safe, COVID-19. I touched a minute ago on the research. So we did a recent poll, over 2,000 consumers, and we identified sort of 5 critical factors impacting on whether they'd return to leisure activities. Crowds, social distancing, obviously, the hygiene side of things, obviously quite high. Confidence in the measures that businesses are taking in looking after that hygiene and the infection prevention, and confidence in the staff, because a business could be clearly saying what their plans are to look after their customers, but you need the staff to buy into that, and you need confidence that the staff have bought into that as well. We all know that regardless of your business size, it's your people that are the assets, and so it's supporting those people that will help us going forward. Other, I think, useful stats that have come out of that, and positive stats, I think, to take away, based on what you've been saying earlier, is that actually 52% people we surveyed think they'll spend the same or more time in pubs and bars post-pandemic. 59% think they'll eat out more often. 75% think they'll go shopping more often. And 69% will visit local attractions more. And that's probably because of the fact that they've been stuck indoors for 4 months, I imagine, to a certain extent. But it is fair to say that there's a real mix across the age groups on that. And as I say, we'll share that research with you after today, because there's some useful information out of that. That is general across the UK. I don't have the specific information to Scotland, but I'm sure we can have a look at that for you if we need to. So I think whilst what that shows us is there will be demand for your services and your businesses, but I think it's also fair to say that it tells us that people are going to be selective about where they're going, because they will want to know that the right measures and the right approaches are in place. And as I said earlier, that one of the keys around that is the confidence in the staff, and that's why we've developed the training that we're talking about today. We also survey businesses, over 500 businesses, and again, you can see from this slide that it was very clear that we know that staff need to be prepared, confident, empathetic, and proactive, I think, in the, if I can call it, the new world that we're entering into. So what is WorldHost 2020? WorldHost 2020, as I say, we've developed that to prepare your staff and ensure your customers are confident about coming back to your environment. It's for, I mean, we say they're front of house staff, but basically your frontline staff, anybody who's interacting with a customer. It's about looking at the changes that your staff will need to consider. And what I will say about the e-learning, when you have a look at it, it goes through various scenarios, various sections, and my advice would be anybody that undertakes the training then reflects upon it, and businesses reflect with their staff upon it about how they can put those learnings into practice within your specific business. So it's about empowering your staff to adapt their service, empowering your staff to think about those changes, thinking about some of the practical things you're already putting in place, and I guess to a certain extent buying into the fact that they've got to do those things to ensure that the business continues trading well and continues attracting your customers. So what does the training cover? It talks about PPE. It talks about maintaining personal hygiene. It talks about public transport. I've had a couple of businesses say to me, well, maybe that's not relevant for us because our staff aren't on public transport, but I think it's fair to say that a lot of people will still be using that to get to work. So it's not just about what they're doing in work, it's about their everyday life. And also the fact that the customers will have gone through that experience as well before they get to you potentially. It talks about, I guess, reinforces some of the stuff you probably already know from guidance about some of the signage, etc. you might be thinking about within your business. You know, some simple pieces about making it clear and concise and not too confusing, you know, using pictures and things like that. It's about why you may have done some of the things you've done, about adapting your environments, about people coming in. So some of those practical things you guys were mentioning earlier on. The customer interaction. I mean, we will have instances where you've got people with face masks on. You know, we always talk, don't we, about customer service. It's a friendly smile. Well, you can still smile with your eyes and interact with your eyes. So it's some of those sort of things, making people aware that you can still give that warm and welcome greeting, which you know, we're all renowned for. And things like this, taking the payments and maintaining your facilities, you know, simple things like we know, and I'm sure you're already thinking that you're going to have to clean more, certain spaces will need to be cleaned more, toilets might need to be reviewed more often, all those sort of things. So, and finally, just the reminder, I guess, for the individuals that if they are feeling unwell, it's not a problem to say, I'm not well, maybe I shouldn't be coming in, because who knows what that might lead to. So it's all about that thought-provoking around some of the practical pieces. I mean, you've just got a little quote down on there from somebody who's already undertaken the course. So we had, the course has actually been released now for just over a fortnight. We've had well over 1,000 individuals go through it. We've gone on a fairly sort of slow release thus far, but the feedback has been extremely good, to the extent that it's not only being used within the UK. We've recently launched a version in Jordan through the Jordanian government as well, which has had a very positive take-up. Because let's be honest, customer service is key, and the same across all parts of the world. You'll see there as well that we've got the support from UK Hospitality, amongst other organisations, Scottish Tourism Alliance as well, and Visit Britain, around the importance of this training programme in just supporting and preparing your staff, and it sort of backs up those I guess 3 positive learning outcomes of the support around thinking about the health and hygiene, hopefully giving your staff that positive mentality that they're coming back into a safe environment and able to offer a safe environment to the customers, and most importantly, if your customers know that you've taken this seriously and looked at all the practical measures, but also supported your staff through that, then it will increase customer confidence to utilise your business. I'm going to play you just a little video that just sort of backs up what I've gone through there around the program. Then I'll just explain the last couple of bits about the course, and then I'll be open to some questions for you. There will be no sound for this. I unfortunately will have the pleasure of hearing the horrible tune that runs alongside it, but I'm saving you that one, so you'll be pleased to know. So we'll just, hopefully it's going to work. There we go. So there you go. Let's just go back because there was some key information on there. So the as you sort of picked up from there, the program is an e-learning course. It should take individuals no more than 60 minutes to run through, and they can dip in and out of the course. So it's broken down into about 7 or 8 modules as per what I went through, some of the various sections, the PPE, etc. At the end of those sections, there are some informal questions, and then any individual that goes through the course and completes the course, at the end there is a short self-assessment, a multiple choice question to sort of clarify their knowledge, with a requirement, it's 15 questions to complete, a requirement of an 80% pass mark. So it's just to reinforce around the knowledge that they've gained through, and from there they'll get a certificate that confirms that they've undertaken the course and passed the course. Something that was sort of touched on within that slide there is, which I haven't mentioned yet, is businesses that do go through and take the program for their staff. If you're training all your frontline staff on WorldHost 2020, you are then able to obtain from us free of charge WorldHost 2020 business recognition. So a sort of physical certificate and badge that you can use to promote the fact that you've trained your staff in readiness for the new world under this program. So something that we believe will also help instill that confidence from consumers as they're coming to your business and for them to choose your business. The course itself, as I say, 60-minute e-learning course. It is there at a reduced cost. If you talk about e-learning, what it typically costs, but it is £5 plus VAT per user, so per member of staff that you wish to register onto that. If you're looking to buy, sort of 10 or so, all we literally do is it's one purchase, and then you've given us the names and email addresses of those individuals, and we'll provide you the logins for them to have their individual access. What we are able to do then, of course, for you as a business is feedback to you to confirm you know, that those individuals have completed that course once, if you require that reporting mechanism from our side of things. And to access the course, you can go to our website, peoplefirst.co.uk/WorldHost 2020. You'll have the pleasure of the video with the music if you want to watch it again, and at the side there's a link through to how to purchase via our skills platform. It's been designed in partnership with our sister company, where People First come under a larger banner of organisations which includes Skills for Health. So we've lent on their knowledge and expertise as well, with the infection prevention control type of information within that course, which I believe gives it some real added weight and value for your staff. So I think that's all I specifically have to sort of tell you about the programme. Clearly happy to answer any questions you may have either now or at a later date offline. The only thing I would say to you is I'm going to be confident here as you go forward and purchase the course. One of the things you'll be asked is where you heard about it from. If you can just choose the selection for Ayrshire Chamber, that's obviously gives us an idea of whereabouts you've heard about us, and so as we understand and we can feed back to the Chamber as to how successful it's been in their local area. So I will open up to any questions. I don't know if you want to sort of control that for me, Rachel.
Okay. Anyone have a question for Andy at this time? We've got a bit of time left, so good time to ask a few questions and get some good answers to help you on your way with your planning.
Hi Yvonne, I've got a question.
Hi Gordon.
Hi. So if we purchase a bulk of these, do we need to name the employee at the time we buy them?
So yeah, basically, because we will set up each individual with their own user access to the program, we will need their first name, surname, and an email address to be able. Because what we'll effectively do is utilise that email address as their login to set them up, so as they have their individual access. They'll be forced to change their password first time round. But yeah, so
right.
Each user will have their individual access.
And how long do they need to? How long have they got to complete the course? Because if we're bringing people back gradually, then obviously some people might be doing the course in September. Yeah,
no, that's no problem at all. I mean, at the end of the day, the access we're giving it effectively till the end of 2020, because obviously it's called WorldHost 2020. Yeah. So we would hope that most individuals will have undertaken and gone through it by that time.
Okay.
And I guess my one point around that is my understanding, and unless you're advised differently, is that there's nothing to stop them doing it before coming back from furlough, because at the end of
that's right. Yeah.
Training, it's not actively working for the business.
Yeah.
It's just preparing for returning.
I think from my point of view, that I would rather people do it like a week before they come back, so it's fresh in their mind.
Yeah.
Mm. Good. Good, Gordon. So how many are you bringing back in the sect?
About 12.
12.
So
they've got Thursday, Friday to get it done.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Saturday. They're in for a training session on Saturday anyway, so
are they?
We could get them to do it here as well. So yeah,
that would work.
And I guess you've got a choice of two ways of doing it, really, Gordon. I mean, you can either just go on and purchase the ones you need as and when you need them, piecemeal. You know, at the end of the day, if we're doing throughout the consumer site to purchase them, if it's under £100, it is by credit card. We can't do invoice, but if it's over £100 or over 20 users, then we can invoice. But if you're thinking, well, okay, we prefer to do it invoice, and therefore we want to buy the bulk, we can sort of do it in advance and then just tick people off, numbers off.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because I think we'll have about roughly about 70, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. So you got a choice of two ways. You can just buy it piecemeal and just do it via a card each time, or purchase the
whole lot.
software, and then just we'll tick the numbers off as you send us through the bulk details.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, good luck with that then, Gordon. One
Thank
wee
you.
question, did you do Welcome Host back in the day?
Yes, we
Do you have
did.
your VW on your lapel?
Yeah, I done that. I think I was one of the first in the
I think
first
I was
year for
with you.
Welcome Host.
I think I
Yeah.
was with you on that. It was well supported by Scottish Enterprise at the time.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was very good. You remember. Even cool for the staff. Somebody got a phone ringing? Is that you, Gordon?
It's me, sorry.
Right, I'm just muting you. Anyone else? Ali, have you any questions?
Do you think it would be beneficial for behind the scenes staff to do it as well? Like, we've got quite a big kitchen crew. Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, at the end of the day, obviously the key focus for us is frontline staff because it's a customer service. But at the end of the day, we all have. I mean, I use an old analogy that everyone has customers because even your colleagues are your customers, aren't they? So I suppose there is that element around it. It's, you know, if nothing else, it gives you back office staff, as it were, confidence in what their colleagues have been undertaking as well, and therefore also gives the I guess the overall feel that the whole business understands the importance of the infection prevention, the hygiene piece, the social distancing, etc. Because, you know, if I was for argument's sake, if I was a consumer and I walked into a business, you could see it all happen at the front, but you could see out the back that suddenly they're all hugging each other in the background. Then it sort of negates what you've learned in the foreground, doesn't it? So
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, there's nothing to stop those people doing it. I think at the end of the day, it's the choice of your business. The key for us is around the recognition piece. For the business, it's about your frontline staff. You know, we're not insisting that every single staff member gets it before you would get that business recognition. It's about the frontline staff.
Great, thank you. It's a good enough price, I think, so it'll be quite beneficial just to get everyone reading from the same page, I think.
It would at least get your staff all thinking, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is going to be a different, and let's face it, 3 months away from work, it takes a bit of time to get back to work, so at least that's a nice lead-in.
Yeah. You just get,
How many do you have, Valley?
So we've got kind of 20 on the rota at the moment, but a lot of them are part-times and they'll be starting school and stuff again soon. So who we're going to get back before the school and colleges and stuff start again, I'm not sure. I'll need to think about that out. But they do come back in and out at weekends, so it'll probably be worthwhile just getting everyone to do it, to be fair. Because it's changing for the future anyway, isn't it? And it's our new normal. So
absolutely.
And dare I say, with the change, I think one thing we probably expect is more people will become multi-skilled and multifaceted within a business. You know, somebody who traditionally might have always been behind the scenes could potentially end up having to step into some forward-facing roles as well. So there's some real sort of benefits, I guess, of thinking about rolling it out to all of the staff. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ali. Thanks. Anyone else got a question for Andy? Christopher? No. Claire and Lorraine, you okay with that?
Fine, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Okay.
Brilliant.
All right.
Well, I
was going to say thank you all for your time. And what I will do is through Yvonne we'll get sort of links, etc., out to you. And I'm sure she'll probably share the presentation as well, so as you've got the details there if you need it.
Certainly will.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks very much. Thanks, Yvonne.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andy, for that. That was very useful.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Right.
Good luck, everybody.
See you all soon.
Bye. Good luck,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Well done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sorry we didn't have Ralph on. He would have been good.
No worries. And I guess any of those that if they come back to you and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it," or whatever, if you know, if they want me to just have a one-to-one conversation.